Warning, this video may contain graphic content such as sexual scenes, violence, gore, boobies, and the rest of the fun stuff. Unfortunately, YouTube won't allow that, so we'll try what we can. Please be over 18 to view this video, and don't say we didn't warn you.
Endlessly searching for an original
Hey guys, welcome back to more Fate's Day Night. Let's load back in. In that instance, the lance is thrust just like a flash of light. It can't even be seen. I can't read. Forehead, neck, and heart. 3 shots are launched, any one a fatal blow. But the flash, too fast to see, is repelled by a shining blade. In Archer's hand is the short sword again. A sword like before, a Chinese sword, like a hatchet. But the biggest difference is a pair of swords. In his hands are matched swords, mirror images of each other. Lancer's lance flies as if to finish Archer off. The lance moves faster and faster. Archer defends with a burning spirit. His hawk-like eyes say that he will not retreat anymore. No, that he will only advance from now on. The clashing sounds are like well-orchestrated music. 2 steels clang against each other. The sparking clashes increase in rhythm without pause. The battle for the 2 is like a vacuum. It sucks in the air around them, and it seems like anything approaching them would be cut into pieces. In reality, it only lasts an instant. But for me, looking on, it seems to take an infinitely long time. Lancer tries not to let Archer near him, while Archer advances using his sword as a shield. Over 100 blows have been thrown, and Archer loses his sword every time. But it's only a moment, as Archer has a sword in his hand in the next instant, forcing Lancer to back a little each time. Lancer finally admits his carelessness, that even though he doesn't know who is before him, he will be the loser if he dismisses him as a mere bowman. The distance widens. Probably to recover, Lancer puts a large distance between them. His speed is extraordinary. Archer's charge was out of this world, but it was still slow compared to Lancer. The movement of his retreat had a panther-like speed and agility.
27. それだけ弾き飛ばしてもまだあるとはな。
Lancer mutters in irritation. No, it's more like confusion. I feel the same way. According to Father, a servant carries only one weapon. Their weapon is filled with magical energy, so it's not something that can be created one after another like Archer was just doing. Servants are heroes that supplement their spirits after death, equaling the Holy Spirit. To put it another way, they are like devils or angels. They are powerful familiars on their own, but their most powerful weapon is their proof of heroism, a magical item called their noble phantasm. A noble phantasm is a weapon or armor the servant used when they were a hero, and it's treated as a last resort. The noble phantasm is the one and only weapon for a servant. This is because the noble phantasm is an ultimate weapon without equal. The lance that Lancer is using will show its power as a noble phantasm when Lancer deems it necessary. A noble phantasm is an impressive weapon by itself, but its true ability is to release all its power using its true name. Heroes' weapons, which rule over all others, and which have killed dragons and gods. Servants activate their noble phantasm using their magical energy. It's much like magic. Servants recreate the destructions in legend using their weapon as a catalyst. Those weapons are never disposable. The swords that Archer brought out must be excellent, but they cannot be his noble phantasm. He is the servant Archer, so the noble phantasm he conceals must be a bow.
どうしたランサー、様子見とは君らしくないな。先ほどの勢いはどこに行った？
タヌキが減らず口を叩きやがるか。
Lancer's irritation is understandable. Even though Lancer fought as a spearman, Archer fended him off as a swordsman, which means Archer hasn't shown any of his abilities yet. So it is natural for Lancer to feel ghastly.
いいぜ、聞いてやるよ。てめえどこの英雄だ？二頭使いの旧兵なぞ聞いたことがない。
そういう君は分かりやすいな。僧兵には最速の英雄が選ばれるというが、君はその中でもえりすぐりだ。これほどの宗師は世界に3人といまい。加えて獣のごとき敏捷さといえばおそらく1人。
ほう、よく言ったアーチャー。
At that instant, his vast murderous intent makes me forget to breathe. Lancer's arms moves. This is different from before, a stance free from contempt. The spearhead is lowered as if to strike the ground, and only his stare pierces Archer.
ならば食らうか。我が必殺の一撃を。
止めはしない。いずれ越えねばならぬ敵だ。
Lancer's body sinks down. At the same time, a chill like thorns fills the schoolyard. The air freezes. Not a metaphor, it literally freezes. All the mana in the air is frozen. The only person allowed to breathe here is the warrior called Lancer. The lance in Lancer's hand is unmistakable, a demonic one. And now it is waiting to take its true form in the moment it strikes. Crap. He'll be beaten. I don't know what kind of noble phantasm that is, but Archer will be beaten. It's implausible, since this is the first time I felt such an intuition, but there's no doubt about it. Archer will die when that lance is thrust. It is determined. Literally, Lancer's lance is the embodiment of inescapable death. Oh? Archer will be defeated. Archer will die when Lancer pierces his heart. And yet, even though I know what's going to happen, I can't help him. Because if I move even a finger, that will trigger the attack. So if anything can stop this battle and stop Archer's defeat, it would be...
誰だ?
It'd be a chance appearance of a stranger we have all overlooked. The ghastly air coming from Lancer disappears. The sound of fleeing footsteps? That figure is definitely wearing a school uniform.
生徒、まだ学校に残ってたの？
そのようだな。おかげで命拾いしたが。
Archer says calmly. Well, we were certainly saved, but...
失敗した。ランサーに気を取られて周りの気配に気づかなかった。って、あーちゃん、あんた何してんの？
見てわからないか？手が空いたから休んでいる。
んなわけないでしょ。ランサーはどうしたのよ。
さっきの人影を追ったよ。目撃者だからな。おそらく消しに行ったのだろう。
For that instant, my thoughts stopped.
追ってあーちゃん、私もすぐに追いつくから。
Archer goes up to Lancer immediately.
くそ、なんて間抜け。
I curse my carelessness. It's the rule of the Magi to eliminate any witness. Which is why, if one didn't want to do that, One just had to allow no witnesses. I've done that until now, so why do I have to make a mistake today of all days? At night, where even the moonlight is obscured, a student is lying on the cold floor, and Archer is standing still. He is staring blankly at the student. A smell hits my nose. The blood on the floor makes it clear that it's the smell of death.
追ってアーチャー。ランサーはマスターのところに戻るはず。せめて相手の顔ぐらい把握しないと割が合わない。
Archer goes after Lancer. I'm left alone with the student lying on the floor. I can't look straight at him, but I must. This is my fault. This is my fault. This is my fault. Ever since I was a child, ever since I became a successor to the Tosaka, I've been preparing for something like this. There's no good or evil for Magi. I've always told myself that this road has only my blood and the blood of others, so...
ランサーの槍で一突きか。心臓やられてちゃ助からない。
I don't know how long it's been since Lancer killed him. Was he lucky or unlucky to be pierced through the heart? I guess Lancer's attack isn't a simple external wound, as the flow of blood from the rupture isn't too severe. It's not too severe, but it's all over when the brain doesn't get any more blood. No, basically, if his heart were pierced, he should have died instantly.
その割にはまだ死んでないってのはすごいな。
Yes, he's still breathing faintly, as if to give his last scream. But that will only last a few more seconds. He can't heal his own wounds, and I don't have enough power to save him either.
顔を見ないと。それぐらいはしなくちゃ。
I try to touch the head facing the ground and realize my fingertips won't move. They're trembling. I wonder why. I'm used to such things. I've had to make these kinds of choices many times before. I've lost many things due to my mistakes and my selfishness. That's why I'm ready for a day like this. So why? Why am I so angry with myself?
ごめんね。見とるぐらいはしてあげる。
I control my trembling fingers and my failing knees with my will and look at the face of the student. A huge smacking sound. It really feels like I've been hit in the head with a hammer.
やめてよね。なんだってあんたが。
I grip my teeth, not to suppress my trembling. I'm really pissed off. Why is it him? Why did it have to be him? I'm not mad at Lancer for killing a witness quickly and perfectly, just as a servant should do. I'm just angry at him for staying late at this place, on this day. Sakura's face flashes in my mind. She will definitely cry. And I recall one red-tinted day after school a long time ago. A distant sunset. Someone always running alone. And a boring girl staring at that form from far away. And before me, the corpse of someone who happened to get involved. There is a way. I might fail and lose my last resort in the process, but there is still a way. No, I'll lose my last resort whether I succeed or fail, so the result for me won't change. It's a mistake. The fact that his death is already determined, it's my fault for not noticing the things around me. It's his fault for unluckily staying late. So I don't need to get that far. Yes, because this is what my father, who gave me nothing else, left for me. The powerful chunk of magic energy, a reliable last resort to win through this battle. A precious thing just for me.
だからなんだってのよ、バカ。
I shake the feeling off and kneel in front of the one who will become a corpse in another second.
やっちゃった。
The pendant in my hand becomes lighter. My father's memento is drained almost to emptiness and falls onto what used to be a dying body. Excuse me.
まあ仕方ないか。
I think I'm getting sick, so I'm trying to get as much done as possible. Yes, it can't be helped. I didn't have the power or skill to revive someone with a damaged heart, damaged blood vessels, and on the verge of brain death on top of that. That's why I had to make up for my lack of skill with this powerful object.
まだ息があるのが運の尽きだった。完全に死んでいたらどんなに魔力の蓄えがあっても蘇生なんてできなかったし。
But we could have started the zombie apocalypse! We could have brought him back and started the zombie apocalypse. That would have won the Holy Grail War. But since he's still alive, I just did what I could and ended up saving his life.
失敗してたら目も当てられなかったけど成功したからいいか。ええ、正直に言えば充実感あるしね。こういう経験も悪くはなかったわ。
I'm just bluffing.
行こう。済んだことは済んだこと。こいつが目を覚ます前に帰らないと。
Yeah, there's no need for me to stay here any longer. Archer should be following Lancer, so I should go home by myself. On my way back, I remember. I left the pendant at school, just a pendant now that the magical energy has been drained out of it.
もういいか。
I've no more use for the pendant. Sure, it might have a bit of magical energy left in it, but surely less than the 10 gems I have. What my father intended to leave for me was enough magical energy to win the Holy Grail War. So now, without magical energy, that thing is meaningless. I enter the house without saying anything and sit on the sofa. Archer isn't back yet. I sigh and listen to the clock for a few minutes.
いい加減頭を切り替えなくちゃ。あれだけの戦いを経験しておいて何ほうけてるんだ私。
I jump up and brew some tea. There are so many things to think about, most importantly the servants. I have just witnessed a battle between servants and previously only understood intellectually.
ランサーか。宝具を使われそうになった時は焦ったけど、実際使ってたら正体は分かったのよね。
The easiest way to beat an enemy servant is to learn their true identities. Ignoring for the moment the idiot who doesn't even know his own identity, the biggest weak point of a servant is their true name. Discovering the servant's true name, in other words, figuring out their identity, should let you take a guess at what kind of noble phantasm they might have. It goes without saying, but since servants are heroic spirits, they have a legend associated with them. If you figure out their legend, you should be able to find out the most of their attributes. Servants are called by their class names because they want to hide their true names. Because the more famous a hero is, the more people know about their weapons and their weaknesses. A hero spirit that becomes a servant never gives out their true identity. The only ones that know the servants' identities are the masters. There's even a tactic understanding that the master hides their servants' identities while trying to discover the identity of the others. This is the 5th Holy Grail War. The quality of the servants are determined by the ranks of the summoned heroic spirits. It goes without saying that the more famous heroes and the heroes with better weapons are stronger. But it's difficult to summon such heroic spirits. To summon a heroic spirit, one must have a connection with them, such as a weapon they use during their lives. Even the Magic Association has a few of such things. So generally, one will summon a heroic spirit that suits them like I did. A servant's strength is determined by the rank of the heroic spirit. But it's not that simple, as even the most powerful heroic spirit may have a hard time depending on the class they are assigned to. That is because of the special abilities assigned to each class, the possibility of the weak defeating the strong. The 7 classes each have a different additional ability, and one even has a chance of defeating an opponent of higher rank, depending on the ability affinity. To take an example, an infamous hero has defeated a great hero 4 times in the past. As far as I know, the most powerful servant is Saber. In all previous 4 wars, Saber has made it to the final fights. It is said that the 3 classes, Saber, Lancer, and Archer, have strong magical resistance. To put it simply, magic is pretty much useless against them. It's because they are fighters who fought through the age of myths, when magic was used widely. Magic that magi use now would probably dissipate just by touching them. Anyways, that's why these 3 classes are considered the basics and the best. Another that's worthy of mention is the Servant Berserker. The heroic spirit summoned into this class loses their sanity. Just as the name implies, they become a mad warrior puppet of their master. The benefits from this is a strengthening of their power, far exceeding the powers they had when they were alive. However, the more powerful a servant becomes, the greater the burden it imposes on the master. In the past, masters who summoned berserkers couldn't control their rampaging servants and destroy themselves by running out of magical energy. No exceptions. The winners and losers of the Holy Grail War are largely determined by the abilities of the servants. Well, I expect there are always ways to win it by the master's efforts, but it's basically a fight between servants. That's why masters could be very careful when summoning a servant. Well, guys, we'll find out more next time. Thank you for joining me for more Fate's Day Night, and I'll see you guys next time for more of this. I plan on just continuing this version of the novel, just like I do with most of my stuff. So thank you all, and maybe after I finally finish this, maybe I'll dig into another Fate's Day Night. I've got a lot of games ahead of me, so sit back and wait like everyone else. Bye, guys.